Hello, everybody. Timothy Painter here from the RTR. It all starts tomorrow, and I am at La Paz County Fairgrounds on the outside. They don't really want men to go in. Today is the start of the women's RTR, or actually tomorrow. So they really don't want guys hanging around. There are a few men in there. I did a quick loop. And as I suspected, as I told all of you guys, all the volunteers are going to camp right here at La Paz County Fairgrounds, while everybody else is going to have to look for another place to camp. And there are a lot of places. I hear people are on Shea Road. Other people have gone to the old RTR site. That would be in Scadenwash and Quartzsite. Other people are staying at the casino. There are a lot of places that you can stay if you're coming to the RTR, so space is not the problem. What I think will be lacking this year, likely will be lacking, is a camaraderie of the RTR, and that's really, really sad. We used to all camp together. It was a time when people from different backgrounds could all come together in one like-minded thought, which was living the van life or living the RV life in one moment, in one place, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen this year. So it's okay. It's part of the future. It's part of how life goes, and you just have to accept the things the way they are. I did a little research on what it requires to get a permit. It turns out that a group by BLM standards is 2 or more people. So if you just have 2 people camping together, you are a group as far as the BLM is concerned. Now, how many people do you need to have in order to have to get a permit? And unfortunately, there is no national standard. There is no minimum number of people required to have a permit. The BLM says you need a permit if you are going to have environmental impact, if you are using certain areas. There are a million different reasons why you could have to have a permit. And we hear that Bob had a hard time getting a permit this year, and that was for a variety of reasons. Very unfortunate that he wasn't able to get his permit. And unfortunately, that's just how it goes. We have to accept that. Hello, Sunseeker. Glad that you're part of the thing. Welcome to my live feed. I'm talking from the RTR grounds. The RTR officially starts tomorrow. I drove into the RTR and they let me drive in. They were very courteous. Trying to reconnect. I'm not sure if I'm reconnected. For those of you who are just joining, this is Timothy Painter live from the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous in Quartzsite, Arizona. Wishing you all the very best. This is going to be a different year this year, and a lot of us are very sad that things have changed so much, so dramatically this year. But we have to accept things the way they are, and for whatever reason, Bob wasn't able to or wasn't. When I drove in, they said that I couldn't get a badge. Everything was closed down. I'm out of luck. So you are coming in clear at the moment. Well, that's good news. I have a special internet device in my car from Sprint, and it is not working very well. I would not suggest you buy the Sprint Drive because it isn't very effective. I can get everything on my cell phone that I can get with the Sprint Drive, and the Sprint Drive only works part of the time. It's a big disappointment. But I've never been a fan of Sprint. Certainly they're not paying me to advertise for them, and I'm a horrible advertisement for them because I'm just telling it the way it is. And the way it is, if you have Sprint, you're going to really suffer. It's going to be really hard. Dana Mount says Dana is at Scadenwash, and that's probably where I'm going to go. I might go to the fairgrounds tonight and then, to the casino tonight and then Scadenwash. I'm trying to decide. I have a lot of friends at Scadenwash. We have Hobotech there, we have Saznek there, we have Gus and the Bus there, and so I'm thinking about. And Lee is reporting. Many people, Topher Sean is reporting a lot about RTR singles and what's going on. They have several camps that they are establishing, or at least one camp, and then they moved. I'm not sure. It says RTR singles too, so not sure what that's all about. But I've been getting live reports from them every day, so that's very interesting. So I wish I could tell you there's a lot more going on. They are doing exactly what I thought they were going to do, which is if you're on the inside of the Bob Wells bubble, you're going to have a place to camp right here at the fairgrounds where it's convenient and you can be part of the action. And if you're not on the inside, then you've got to go out into the desert and find a place to camp. And that's all right. It's unfortunate that they divided out the volunteers from everyone else, but I had a hunch that was coming last year. I even was suspicious that might be the case. I had a big sense that there was a kind of them and us, and they were on the defensive against all the people, and so that's going to happen again this year, but in a much more pronounced way. Let's see, I'm getting some messages. Violet says I reconnected. Sunseeker says I'm coming in loud and clear. Dana says she's going to check out the fairgrounds tomorrow. Lauren said you made it. Yeah, I made it. Now I've got some videos that are coming, and they're going to put me way, way, way back there. I'm normally way behind on my videos, at least a couple of days behind, and I have some reasons for that. Dana says lucky to have T-Mobile, and I hear T-Mobile is better than Sprint, although T-Mobile likely will be Sprint in enough time. Sunseeker says, hello, Dana, where are you in Scadenwash? And I would love to hear a report from Scadenwash. How many people are camped there? How big has it gotten? Is it like it used to be when we were at the RTR, with the whole wash filled with people? Or is it a smaller group this year? Would be very interesting, and I'll be able to see it with my own eyes in just a few days. So guys, it's really cool of you to all join me here. I'm having to run my car engine in order to keep the sprint drive running. The sprint drive only works when your car is operating, so you have to run the motor when you're running the internet, or and I don't think I would get any internet signal if I didn't have the sprint drive. Well, Debbie says, hi, Tim, always good to see you. Well, it's always good to see every one of you guys. I feel so fortunate that I can go on the road and I get to know people from all across the country. Some people I've never met, some people I have met, and I'm hoping to meet a lot of you who come to the RTR this year. And if not, maybe as I'm passing through your area, I'll get to meet you. It makes you not feel so alone out here. I do travel alone. I'm a single person. I'm not in a relationship and not looking for a relationship. And so you feel very lonely sometimes. You feel very disconnected and that you're on your own. And having you guys on the internet is really something. It really makes you feel like, wow, oh wow, do I have some people. Dana says by Calder Road is where Dome Rock is where she is. Or he is, I'm not sure. Dana could be male or female, and that's the drawback of this kind of communication. We don't always know who we're talking to, but and I had an interesting conversation with the woman at the guard desk there about whether I was a female impersonator. Me. No, that unfortunately that doesn't fit me, but I got a big yuck out of it. She said, whatever you want to classify yourself, you can classify yourself as female if you want to. Oh my God. It was a lot of fun. You know, you can have so much fun with people if you just lighten up a little and don't take yourself so seriously and don't get offended at everything. And Sunseeker says she's on Mitchell Mine Road. So that is out by Scadenwash. Dana is a dude. Dana is a man. So hooray for that. Sorry, Dana, if I wasn't sure. That's a really cool name, though, Dana, I think. So here we are at the RTR 2000, year 2000. Can you believe it? It's just hard. Or 2020, what am I saying? hopefully you find a tribe you can travel with. You probably enjoy yourself. This is what Debbie says. I think maybe I'll find a tribe, but I'm not sure I really travel well with people. I'm a very late sleeper. I've gotten up enough at 6 o'clock in the morning that I don't feel like I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I don't. And I like to stay up late at night playing with the internet. And I don't travel really well because you always have that person that they like to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and be on the road, and you've got to stay with them and you've got to follow their schedule. I just want to follow my schedule, and maybe it's the right schedule for someone else and maybe it's not. Starry-eyed Earthman, hello all from Cocoa, Florida. Wow, I'd like to go to Florida. Something's in my eye. I'm not sure what, but it's burning like hell. Hi, dude. Char of Heart says, hi, dude. And I think she's talking to Dana. Apple Knocker, hey, love your content. Well, thank you. You know, I work really hard to put out good content, and sometimes it's a real challenge. Something that really is in my eye and burning, yuck. I wonder what I had on my hand that could have, now I'm putting it in my eye. Burning, yuck. So I'm gonna do this with one eye open and one eye closed till I can get through this burning sensation. Sunseeker says she likes traveling, and oh wow, boy, that is burning. Not sure what. And we all get to see it live. Watch Uncle Tim cry while his eye is just burning. I got something in it. I've been eating jalapeno pistachios, and I wonder if I got some of that in my eye. It sure burns. It's very hot. So I'm talking with one eye closed. Horizon Van, hello Tim, how's it going? You know, I had a wonderful trip down here. I spent 2 lovely nights in Laughlin, Nevada. By the way, if you're coming through Laughlin, the Colorado Belle no longer accepts nomads. So don't stay at the Colorado Belle. I used to stay there every night. Stay there means park in their parking lot and boondock in their parking lot. They no longer allow nomads to boondock in their parking lot. So you'll have to find another place. There are other casinos that do allow it, but Colorado Belle does not. Oh no, jalapeno. Yeah, I think I got jalapeno in my eyes. And so I may have to end this broadcast shortly. But here we are at the RTR. It's really now officially starting tomorrow, the WRTR, the women's RTR. Dana asked me if I'm out of the extreme cold. You know, it's significantly warmer here than it was even in Laughlin, Nevada. And I'm really surprised at how, for me, how balmy it was. Oh no, it's Pepper. I had a friend that did that. Hello, Gus. Yeah, I've definitely got something in my eye, and boy, it is burning. What do you do? The show must go on. So my friend Gus in the bus suggested I go to the casino, and I probably am going to go to the casino tonight, so that I'm not roaming out in Skadden-Wash in the dark and trying to find the people I want to camp with, which is Gus in the bus and Hobotech, and I'd like to meet Sasnick, and I hope he'll let me tour his bus because I love Prevost buses. He calls it a Prevo. We always called them Prevost, but probably I'm mispronouncing it. But they're spectacular buses, and if you have the money, they're the way to travel. I don't think you could have a finer experience than to travel in a Prevost bus. All the wealthy people do it, and you don't have to be that wealthy anymore. You can buy a used older Prevost for under $100,000. But if you're going to buy a new Prevost, get ready for the price tag. They're rolling off the line at $2.some million. $2.some million. Almost every one of them is custom made. So somebody famous or somebody with a lot of dough had that bus made for them, and then they handed it down. You know, people who have an extra $2 million lying around probably don't want the older Prevost model. They want the later model. And there was a big change in Prevost in all the buses. They allowed wider bus bodies. So, and what that did was made a big change. It allowed a bathroom to be more conveniently placed. Before, the bathroom was always a kind of a second thought on the Prevost because, and on all the buses, because there just wasn't a room. My eyes are watering and tearing. I'm not crying. I got something in my eyes. I think the jalapeno mix from the pistachios I bought. Boy, are they good, but you get them in your eye and you're going to be crying. So I made it here, guys, and if you're following my video streams, my videos are a little behind. So just understand, I'm here today, but in the videos that I put up, I'll be talking about making the trip. It was a great trip. I had snow the first night. I slept in snow, and that was warmer than not sleeping in snow. You know, when the snow disappears. Now I got problems with the other eye. Boy, am I having trouble. Somehow maybe I'm allergic. I don't know. Something is just invading my eye, or maybe it's the car. I don't know. Fumes. Wow. But it's just killer. So for those of you who can't come to the RTR, we're going to bring it to you live, and we're going to do the best presentation we can. And for those of you who are at the RTR, I hope I get the opportunity to meet each and every one of you. It's been such a pleasure getting to know some of you online, and such wisdom, you know, when you put this many heads together and you're all thinking things, you learn so much, and I learned a lot from you guys. And the moral support has been incredible. This has been a difficult journey. I don't tell you about all my problems, but I'm human and I have my set of problems just like anyone else. And life isn't always easy, and life doesn't always go the way that Uncle Tim wants it to go. And I've got to get through these things. And all people are the same way. I have some health problems. Other people have other kinds of problems. I spoke to somebody who had schizophrenic problems. Everybody has their own problems. And the idea is that even though life isn't perfect and that we have some challenges in life, that we're going to go ahead and we're going to meet those challenges, and we're not going to let anything stop us. And that's kind of what I hope I'm standing for. That's a proposition I'm trying to stand for. I could be sitting at home on an oxygen concentrator and saying, no, I can't do this. And instead of doing that, I'm out here at the RTR, and I hope to do some more traveling. And if you are having troubles, whatever kind of troubles, financial troubles, emotional problems, physical problems, relationship problems, job problems, I'm here to say you'll get through those, and you'll figure out a way to join us on the road. And aren't we a happy tribe once we get moving? I was emailing to my friend, and he said, Tim, I watched your last video talking about all the problems you were having. I had to go to the pharmacy, and they wouldn't give me my medications, and I had to get plates on the car, and they wouldn't give it to me at the motor vehicle department, so I had to drive 100 miles to get plates on my car. And I had this problem after problem, but he said, you were so happy. And that's because I knew I was finally on the road. I was finally away from all of the hooks in Denver, in my life in Denver, that weren't allowing me to leave. I've got some messages here. Let's see. Twin Sparrow says, Laughlin, Nevada was there in the 80s. I'll bet it's changed. Laughlin is nowhere near what it used to be. I remember going there 40 years ago, and it's just exploded. And now before they always catered to the retired class and the RV set, and now they've passed a law that says no sleeping in your vehicle. You have to have a special permit. Some of the casinos have them, and most of them don't. So it's really, really difficult. Lauren says, go wash your eyes out, and that's what I probably need to do, although I seem to be feeling better. Gus says, too many problems, lots of love, talk about success. It's always good knowing one's limitations. That's the biggest part, me, thanks. You know, sometimes a problem can be an asset instead of a limitation. They say people who suffer from depression, I suffered from depression when I was younger, in ways that I can't even describe. I don't even want to describe how bad it was for me as a youth. We're not talking about the, oh, I don't feel really good today depression. We're talking about the kind of illness that strikes you and makes you incapable of functioning. You can't talk, you can't process things mentally. And what we found with people who have that kind of illness is that they're usually pretty smart people and can be extremely creative. And unfortunately, you never know, but when you have those kinds of problems, sometimes you have assets, you have senses that it's hard to describe that you have that no one else seems to have. A sixth sense, premonitions almost. I think I'm allergic to the sage is what I'm allergic to. My hunch is that it's an allergy to the sagebrush, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I open the window and boom. Anyway, people who are blind, for example, seem to have a sense about them that people with sight don't have. And people who have other problems have senses about them that they're heightened senses that most of us don't have. And they know things that are going on around them that other people don't have. And just because we have challenges in life doesn't mean that we should let those challenges stop us. Maybe those challenges could be turned around to be a benefit. And I've got some challenges. Reconnect, offline. Offline, it says. That's Sprint. Don't buy Sprint, buy AT&T or Verizon if you can afford it. And even maybe T-Mobile may be better. T-Mobile, if they acquire Sprint, are going to have just a tremendous capacity. Anyway, I was talking about what do you do when you have challenges. And instead of letting that challenge be a problem, let it be a success. I know somebody, I'm not going to say who decided to travel in his vehicle. And he could be sitting in a dumpy little apartment and paying all of his pension out in rent. And instead of doing that, he's traveling and seeing the country, and he's using the money he would have paid in rent, in fuel and other ways, and he's just having a blast. He is so much fun to watch in his videos, and many, it could be that challenge, it could be a financial challenge, it could be that you have health problems, it could be that you have relationship. I know people who have terrible relationship problems. They have people who depend upon them, and they feel locked in and they feel like they can't leave, and it's very, very difficult. I'm getting a lot of messages. Let's see if we can read some of them. It's always good knowing one's limitations. I suffer from dry eye syndrome. Yeah, I definitely have dry eyes, no question about it. Good night, I'm going live. That's Gus in the bus. Before sunset, see you tomorrow. Jar from the heart, I see you again. Apple Knocker, can you give me some love? Hey, Apple Knocker, good to see you. Chart from the heart, you're back. Lauren Boucher, I always find when a little depressed, getting out of and going for a walk or doing something always makes me feel better. And if you suffer from depression, if you can become active, it doesn't necessarily make the depression go away. It just makes living with depression a little easier. And fortunately, I'm not suffering from depression now, but I sure had it for a long time. Twin Sparrow said, I got over New York depression by focusing on what makes me happy. What makes me happy? Sunshine makes me happy. Winter doesn't have much sunshine, so then I focus on something else that makes me free. It's magic. Well, what great words, and if you're suffering from depression, go take a walk, try to find something with joy in it, and it's certainly not any fun, but a lot of people don't have any choice. There are different kinds of depression, and one of them is called situational depression. You're depressed because of where you are in life, and things just aren't good, and the solution to situational depression is change your situation. But there are people who suffer from organic depression, and you could give them $20 million in a jet and fancy cars and a big house and a beautiful family, and they're still going to suffer from depression. And I had that kind of depression when I was young. No, nothing could bring you out of it. And I'm talking about an illness that was so severe that you could be talking to me and I wouldn't understand you because my mind was working so slowly. It was really horrible. And I haven't had those problems now, I would say, for over 10 years. And I'm really, really fortunate that I don't suffer. Part of it has been a change in outlook. I have a whole new different way of looking at things and of accepting difficulties and disappointments. And I now understand that life is, everybody is going to have disappointments. I used to think some people didn't have disappointments, but I now understand everybody has disappointments. And the only difference between me and the next guy is how you handle that disappointment. Are you going to get all bent out of shape? I used to get so bent out of shape over things that I couldn't control, that weren't my fault, that I wanted it differently, but it wasn't going to be that way, and there was no way to solve it. And the only thing that I could change was me and how I was reacting to these disappointments in life. And what I didn't realize is I wasn't the only one. Everybody has them. Everybody has problems in life, and it's the only question is, how are you going to react to them? Are you going to be positive and resolve them? Getting about and driving your home is something amazing that helps change your outlook. Yeah, living the van life really has been a big help, and being able to see different places and do different things means a lot to me. It has been a lot of fun. Dana Mount says, hate the fuel prices though in California. You know, it's funny, you drive down this road from Arizona and then you hit California and fuel prices, there's a fuel station, $4.50 a gallon, or $4.99 I think was premium gasoline. And if you just drove up the road just a little ways, you could buy fuel at $2.63 or $2.68 a gallon. I filled up last night at $2.69 a gallon in Bullhead City, Arizona, and if you drove over the bridge in Nevada, it was $3.50 a gallon. So it was a matter of driving over the bridge and buying fuel at a lower price. And but you know, these are all challenges that we meet along the way, and we're going to get through them. High fuel prices, no problem, we'll figure it out. No place to camp, they won't let you into the WRTR. Why do I want to be in the WRTR anyway? No problem, I'll go figure it out. Bob isn't going to do the group camping thing this year. No problem, I'll figure it out. And instead of wishing, I used to be angry at everybody who caused me problems. I'm going to wish them the very best. Hope that everything goes well for them. And I'm sorry. Reconnecting. Don't buy Sprint. My advice to you, don't buy Sprint. Do what Lauren says, do what makes you happy, and that's so important. Do what makes you happy and do the best you can, and then accept that life isn't going to be exactly the way you want. Lots of luck, says Shar of Heart. Sometimes life just isn't going to be the way you want it to be. And do what makes you happy, and try to put yourself in a situation in which you can fulfill your dreams. I was bitching a lot about being unable to get in a position of doing the things that I wanted to do, and it took a lot of work to get here. But I'm here, and I knew if I would start putting one foot in front of the other, that eventually I would get it all done, and I would be here. Well, guys, I've been going on for a while now, for 30 minutes. I want to thank every one of you for joining in. I am live from the RTR, WRTR, in near Parker, Arizona. I'm at the La Paz Fairgrounds, just outside. They let me drive through, but they really didn't want me there. I'm not a female, and we had a big joke about that. And just as I said, just as I predicted, if you're on the inside of the Bob Wells thing, you're going to camp right here at the fairgrounds. And if you're not on the inside, well, you're just out of luck. You got to go find something else. And that's fine. Well, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to go find another place to camp and wish all the people that are doing it at the La Paz Fairgrounds the very best of luck, and thank Bob for all the work and the service that he's done for these years. He is doing some incredible things. Bob is doing some very incredible things. Gus is live at Camp Hobotech, so he's going to do a live thing. So I'm going to get off. I encourage you all to go join Gus, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.